Hello and welcome to Torment, Tides of Numenera. I just finished Planescape Torment, its predecessor, yesterday for the first time, and I had an amazing time all the way through. It is an amazing game and it set the bar very high. And I'm just curious, what can Torment Tides of Numenera can do? I didn't play this game before, obviously. I believe it was possible to play the first chapter or something like that, but I didn't want to do that. But without further ado, let's just get started. Let's see what this game could offer. Oh, I think it would be more fun if I was a male. More immersive for you guys. Your mind
wakes in darkness. Aching cold sets into an unfamiliar body. A distant howling surrounds you, louder with each passing second. Insistent and invisible hands slap and tear at the membrane that protects you.
Hey, Mr. Voice, I'm the narrator here. Well, fine. You can have your time to shine now. Let's just continue.
Your first emotion is an involuntary and formless panic. You feel you have forgotten something important. As if it once meant the world to you. But the details slip away as you grasp at them. You force your eyes open.
Let's look around.
A white-pink fleshy cocoon surrounds you. Even as you look, a minor rent in its side tears open, and the howling wind forces its way inside. The cocoon rips away, gone before you can grab it, spinning you into a dizzying tumble. You are falling, the world many kilometers beneath you. You catch a glimpse of a curved horizon, and also the ground beneath you that is approaching deceptively quickly. Above you, a small moon is slowly collapsing in upon itself. A corona of acid green and black energy playing around its edges. The wind buffets you and burns your eyes, but you don't need to see the details of the faraway ground to know you're in serious trouble. You won't survive a fall from this stratospheric height. A part of your frantic mind babbles that technically you probably fell from a thermospheric height. You struggle to stay focused as the ground rushes toward you.
Gotta be said, that's a tough situation to be in. Try to judge how far the ground is. Can we flatten out to catch the wind? Can we slow down? Can we dive towards something? Can you dive toward anything that possibly can save you? Possibly not. Maybe our destiny is just to die. Flatten out to catch the wind.
Instinctively, you spread your arms and legs, and they respond sluggishly. You stop tumbling head over heels. Though you are still spinning laterally, that motion has calmed as well, and you have space to assess your situation, and perhaps to understand the predicament and the body in which you find yourself. Below you, you see a large landmass. A massive ocean dominates the rest of the visible globe, dotted here and there with island chains. Small moons, unusual structures, and strange machines rush past you in glittering profusion as you plummet toward the ground.
Study the world. Maybe we see something interesting.
Now you see that this appears to be a huge megacontinent, the only land of any size, on this side of the world at least. Great inland seas and lakes dot the land, and curiously, regular mountain ranges march up and down and across. You are falling toward what looks to be a great bay, a sprawling city perched on its shore just to the north. Further to the north and east, you see a broad plain scattered with curious structures, visible even from this height. The northeastern portion of this land looks to be a desert, a strange blue dot like an eye in its exact center. It seems to hold a city in its watery grasp. To its west is a ring of huge mountains, surmounted by enormous carved peaks spewing magma into a central catch basin. What concerns you most right now is the bay below you. It's coming at you quickly.
Try to slow down the descent. Even more.
It's fruitless. You've reached a velocity that could, without irony, best be named terminal. You spread your arms and legs and try to catch a draft, and it looks like you'll hit the bay that's rushing toward you. Unless you hit the building in its littered waters. A strange web of colors surrounds you, thrown by a figure standing on the balcony of the structure. But it is effective only at slowing your fall. You strike the building hard enough to crack its crystalline structure, and you hear one of the engines that supports it protest and howl, and the agony of the crash overcomes you, and then darkness.
Darkness indeed. Oh, that's me? Fair enough. So this game is game uses the Pillars of Eternity engine. And I like that engine. That was a fine engine. I had a lot of fun with Pillars of Eternity. So what is this? Looks like this is the only thing we can interact with. Wow. Jumbo thoughts cloud your head as you study the empty bowl before you. Drops of liquid fall from the ceiling, spattering on the ground next to the bowl. The light from every drop is reflected in the bowl's rounded hollow, as if it hungers for that light. It needs to be filled, yet the bowl remains dry. Another drop falls from the ceiling and splashes across the pylons. Wasted. Examine the bowl. You trace your fingers over the slippery, overlapping scales that spiral up from the bottom of the bowl. The sharp, toothed rim plucks at your skin. It's going to be tricky to move this ball without slicing your fingers on the edge. You might have to put some effort into it. Reflected light streaks across the surface of the ball as another droplet falls from the ceiling. I use might. Carefully move the ball beneath the liquid. You've encountered your first task. You have 3 stat points, might, speed, and intellect. You can spend to increase your chances of success. This is called using effort. Okay, unique system. I love that, unless it sucks. Hopefully it doesn't suck. To more easily move the ball in front of you, use to spend might for higher level of effort. Don't worry, if you fail at this task in Torment, failure often results in interesting outcomes. Now that's the thing in many games that, if you fail, like, it's just like, try to open a door, you fail, okay, you can't go in, like, okay, that just sucks. But if that is indeed the case, I would love to see that. So, base difficulty 45. Wow! We got 15% bonus for investigating the bowl. And so that's something to keep in mind. And now I can just bump it up to 100%. Looks like it goes by 15% each. Oh, not 20%. Oh, 20% each. So we can max out. Okay, continue. Oh, success. Fully move the ball. Oh, it's convenient. Drop by drop the ball fills, ripples spreading over the blurred outline of your reflection. Pale blue luminescence stretches into the corners of the room. A clear radiance spills across the segmented floor, washing away the nearest shadows and pouring into your mind, melting the ragged edges of your fragmented thoughts. You are not whole, not yet, but you have begun to heal from the damage done in your long fall. A voice calls out from somewhere high above, beyond the reaches of the spreading light. Oh. Alright, let's move. It looks cool. It looks very cool. Alright, what is this? Obviously this is going to be a conversation heavy playthrough and, not that action packed, And I just love it. But just worth noting. As soon as you touch the orb, a memory floods your mind. You stand in front of a rusted door. The air is humid and dank. You've had a moment respite from this water-locked hell, a bubble of stale air, your resting point. You breathed water before and you've lived decades beneath the waves, but this body's an air breather and the constant pressure has been crushing you ever so softly. Worse, your companion's mind seems to be wandering from the task at hand. He's a genius with machines, as you well know, but now he seems distracted. The device in his hands is covered in knobs, wires, and antennas. He believes it can get the two of you through the corroded door, but he's merely staring at it. Perhaps he's lost faith in his invention, but that is hardly your concern. This mission cannot be delayed. It must proceed. Deceive him by telling that you've heard sounds of pursuit. I don't know. Threaten him until he returns to the task at hand. No. I don't like deceiving. I'm like, right off the bat, the game gives you tough choices of this deception, threats, or I don't know. The last doesn't seem like a tough option, like competence. You know, if I can do that and do it myself, sounds like a good thing. But it might just cause me to, you know, spend some effort. I don't know. I'm like, the third one looks like a no-brainer to me. Let's go with that. This is taking too long. Cast a spell, a necessary, to fix the device yourself. You mumble a few words, drawing power from the air around you until a solution appears in your mind. You snatch the device from his body, rewire it, and shove it back at him. "Oh," he says, examining your work. "Sorry, I was trying to improve the thing." He waves the device at the door, and the stale air of your bubble freshens as the door swings open. A dark hallway lies beyond, the passage that links the water-bordered cells and the aquatic viewing areas. What you seek lies there. Moments later, you're underwater again, your hands closing around this strange yet familiar artifact. You need it to complete something. It hovers above a pedestal, rotating in the dark water. An electric current runs through your fingers as your hand crosses the vertical plane of the pedestal, and an iridescent field coalesces so fast that the wave of pressure dazes you for a moment. The rising pulse of a sonar alarm ripples through the water. The guards won't be far behind. Damn. Run. You can come back for it. You won't be able to protect it forever. Can we disable the sonar pulse? You focus on the cloudy base of the pedestal. Your fingers instinctively find the control panel for the jeweled force field, almost as if you had built it in the first place. You remove it, casting it into the side, and you reach inside to deactivate the crystals that power both the pulse and the pedestal. As you remove them, a scaly hand falls on your shoulder. Your head whips around and you see only the inky blackness of a pristine eye. The memory begins to fade, as if you were being drawn backward through a tunnel, and you hear more pylons rising from the pit. Something is wrong. The events within the orb have settled into the gap in your mind, but the edges of it are rough, as though the memory itself is not truly yours. There is something else, a gust of sour air pulling at you, like a predator inhaling the scent of its prey at the far end of a dark, whispering field. Alright. That's safe. I don't know. This place certainly stands out. Let's examine the door. Light around the door frame dims and flares like a roaring fire in a high wind. What about this door? No sign or symbol tells you what might be behind this enormous door. A dull chill radiates from its bronze segmented surface, and the thick metal wheel seems frozen into place. What is this? You stand beside a woman on a verdant crag. Beneath the two of you is a broad plateau towering above the overgrowth far below. Strange machines have been built into the cliffside, presumably for reconnaissance or defense. A metallic disc gleams from the center of the plateau. Your self-aware humanoid machines drill into the base of the cliffs below. If you were looking for a sanctuary, and you were, desperately, this seems like the right place. I don't know about this. Oh, the woman says, you could have told me that's the woman before. Her voice flat, neutral. Her face is turned away from you. What makes this place any more secure than the other ones we found? Draw her attention to the hidden details that your more experienced eye can clearly see. Use your charm to persuade her of the merits of the site and to remind her of the time constraints. Oh, I don't... Convince her with the wisdom of your superior intellect. I don't know. I like persuasion. Use your charm to persuade of the merits of the site and to remind her of the time constraints. A cloud passes over the sun as you engage her in a spirited, friendly debate, pointing out the footprint of a prior world civilization whose power remains untapped. After a few minutes, she laughs, raising her hand in mock surrender. Stop, stop! Your servitors are done there. You've already chosen this as a site, haven't you? She waits for your affirmation and says, Alright, I'm convinced. The two of you sketch your plans for the sanctuary, drawing schematics and architectural diagrams. Then you descend onto the plateau to examine the open ground. The woman suggests having one of the servitors build a shelter for your time here. You try to draw one of the constructs away from its task, but it doesn't respond to your voice. When you lay a hand on its shoulder to reinforce your command, it whirls and strikes you across the face with inhuman speed. It turns back to its task, ignoring you. Your companion helps you rise, laughter in her eyes. It seems the construct has other ideas. What's the matter with it? Use the Numenera integrated into the construct's body to overwhelm the behavior malfunction. Perhaps. Examine the construct for mechanical faults. Look for a deeper solution. Perhaps it's an effect of the metallic disk itself. Perhaps. Let's just examine the construct for mechanical faults. Everything resolves into sharp focus, and you see that the servitor's rear actuators are corrupted. You dig into the construct's back. It seems not to mind as long as you don't interfere with its task. Deftly you reset the actuators and see energy spark into disused portions of the construct's brain. The construct resumes its work, and this time it listens when you speak to it. Acknowledged. It obediently turns to the side of your new shelter. The image freezes, then fades, and you feel the memory filling the gap in your mind. Block by jagged block, you stagger, clutching your head, reclaiming your memories. It hurts. Once more, there is something else. Hairs left one by one on the back of your neck. Something beyond this room can sense what you are doing, and it's hunting you. Gotta be said, this changing map is very cool. About this door. Same thing. Countless scratches and wounds marred the surface of this door. Someone made a great effort to get inside, to no avail. Alright. Sounds good to me. So, how do I... Okay. Vision of a city springs up around you, your city, in flames and under attack. Her defenders have fought and died all day, and still the attackers keep coming. They fight as if your destruction were demanded of them. They care nothing for mercy, surrender, or plunder. What they want is blood. But you have brought a keen-eyed companion to the top of the tower. She has seen the way to stop the invaders. You need to get her to safety, and you need to rally your defenders. But even as you turn toward the door of the tower, two of the attackers descend from a hovering machine. You don't have time to strike at them before they land. One is brutishly large, his weapon, a vibrating axe. Other is slim, sheathed in glassy armor and holding a hilt with a sizzling, invisible blade. Your companion backs away. She's too young to help. Your enemies advance, single file. confined by the parapet. Trade blows with the giant. You can handle it for at least strike or two. Duck under the giant's swing and attack before he can strike. Or fight defensively, figure out who presents the greater threat. I don't know. I mean, like, trading blows with a giant doesn't sound like a good thing. Trying to backstab a giant doesn't sound like too smart either. Fight defensively, figure out who presents the greater threat. I mean, the giant needs to go down, so duck under the giant's swing and attack before he can strike. Let's go with that. You roll under the blurring arc of his axe. He's overconfident, testing you without committing to the attack. Yes, he's fast, but not as fast as you are, and when he raises the great axe above his head to finish you, you're able to bury your blade under his breastplate. The blade emerges from the back of his neck, and his life's blood washes over your hands. He falls, taking your weapon with him, and his companion attacks. Her invisible blade is far more lethal than the giant's axe. You duck as she thrusts at you, and the wall behind you hisses, destroyed. Her return swing cuts through your armor, ruining your breastplate. She doesn't have to be skilled with a weapon like this, she just has to make contact. You time your attack. Just as she pulls it back for another strike, you barrel into her, driving her over the wall, and she drops screaming to the ground 50 meters below. The immediate threat ended. You focus on finding a way back to your allies. You open the door and rush down the stairs. The door at the base of the stairs is slightly cracked, opening just a bit into the wall, and you hear more of the enemy soldiers beyond. So hurl yourself against the door and knock them to the ground. Okay, crack the door open and sneak past them. I don't know. Charge through them, counting on your defenses to protect you. I like the first one. Hurl yourself against the door, knock them to the ground. You charge through the dim shadows, dropping your shoulder into the door at the last minute. It bursts open. Halfway through its arc, it crashes into the pair of enemy soldiers, scattering them. You race through the door, blade in hand, and you dispatch your stunned foes before they have a chance to move. Their blood begins to pool in the hallway. The memory begins to fade, and you find yourself back in your own body. Your temples throb with the racing force of your heartbeat, and the reclaimed memories blaze within you like a bonfire on a mountain peak, visible to every predator for kilometers around. A tremor rocks the floor beneath you as though a massive fist has struck the room itself. Swaying on your feet, you see frantic movements within the borders of a mirror at the edge of the room. Alright. Whoa. It's me! So, we just crushed down and maybe we having some flashbacks? The border of this mirror is lavishly decorated with a dizzying number of interlocked symbols, daggers, masks, paintbrushes, amulets and more. But that's nothing compared to what you see in the glass. You see a vast crowd of people, exact doppelgangers of you, shouting, arguing with and fighting each other. Most are drab imitations of you, but a precious few are vivid and pull at your attention. Each of them bears an intricate pentagonal tattoo on their neck. In their eyes, their actions, you see the memories you discovered within the orbs, and the choices you made, shining like distant stars. Your hand twitches at your side, and though some of the bright doppelgangers ignore you, even smaller number immediately turn to you, waiting for you to choose them and learn what you might become. A rumble shakes the room, and the slow, vibration spreads from the darkness below, rippling towards the ceiling. Point at the doppelganger slipping gracefully through the mob. Point at the slick doppelganger at the smooth talking others. Huh, interesting. I'm on the smooth talker. Point at the slick doppelganger that's smooth talking others. With a roguish grin, the doppelganger drops a few pilfered coins and makes its way over to you, slipping a dagger from a hidden sheath on its wrist. It flicks the dagger high into the air. Winking at you, it catches the weapon by the blade between its thumb and the forefinger and whips it at your head. You nearly duck before realizing the dagger is still in its head. In its hand. Damn. At your reaction, the doppelganger apologizes so smoothly you forget you were even mad. Oh, the doppelganger spins the dagger back into its sheath and waits for your decision. I don't know. Kind of sounds like a jerk. I like being a jerk. I wanna consider the choices actually. I have two choices. How about the other guy? Looks like I have two choices, perhaps based on the ones I already chosen. Point at the doppelganger slipping gracefully through the mob. The doppelganger darts from the crowds, leans out of the mirror, and gently pokes your nose. When you try to do the same, it deftly leans out of your reach, laughing. It chuckles, waiting for your decision. What? Who are you? Some playful guy? I don't know. Is it who I am? Some guy who just, I don't know. What the hell you're all about? I don't know. Yeah, no, that's not who I am. Let's go with the other guy. Point at the slick doppelganger again. Yeah, that's good. Yes, that is who I am. The remaining doppelgangers scatter from the edges of the mirror and vanish. Your chosen identity steps forward. Its appearance changes as it steps out of the rippling glass. Its face exudes intelligence and confidence. Shadows of several devices shimmer all around it. Technology of several kinds. From a myriad of past ages, you get the feeling you would be comfortable with all of it. The word nano sounds in your mind. I'm slick. Your doppelganger continues walking, stepping into you, filling you, making you whole. Your decision rings out into the carnivorous room, awakening and unlocking vast mechanisms behind the walls. Suddenly, a grotesque noise rings through your shared worlds, like a bell, if bells could rot. Something is coming. Oh, looks like my... how these are called? These thingies. Looks like 2 might is replenished. Continue. I know what they're called individually, but not sure what their collective names are. The mirror fades, leaving a dark, open doorway. You take a deep breath and step through. Wow! Your choices in the memories and the mirror have begun to build your character, but now you have the opportunity to decide on a number of details. First, you can decide to change your type. Type defines the abilities and skills you'll be able to acquire as you advance. Wow, really? That's a big thing then. So, quick fingers, endurance. What? How do I change it? So, how do I change it? Glaive. So, nano. Jack. So this is a character type. Nanos are sometimes called mages, wizards, sorcerers, or witches by the people of the Ninth World. Whatever they are called, nanos master the mysteries of the past to the degree that they seem to perform miracles using esoteries, spell-like invocations that combine gestures, command words, and physic disciplines. They tap into nano spirits, numinous particles that suffuse the landscape, to alter reality or learn things that they couldn't otherwise known. So I'm smart. And what about intelligence? Interesting. Onslaught. So these are just the... I don't know if you can make a custom class. And I just... Jack. Jacks are intrepid explorers and adventurers. They are jacks of all trades, hence the name. Although the word also harkens back to fables involving a wily, resourceful hero who always seems to be named Jack. Jacks are at their best when they combine weapons, armor, esoteries, ciphers, and clever tongue. They are treasure hunters, grifters, skalds, rogues, and experts in a variety of fields. That's usually my thing. Glaive. Glaives are the elite warriors of the Nine World, using weapons and armor to fight their enemies. Scouts, guardians, warlords, and soldiers could be glaives. Most glaives either have a high might and use the heaviest armor and weapons available, or high speed and stick with light or ranged weapons and light or medium armor. I don't know. So... concentration, persuasion. Persuasion and kick fingers. I definitely want to be a Jack or a Nano. Concentration. Mitigates penalties for equip bonded artifacts. What is this? Training inability. So I can't use heavy or medium weapons. And can't have endurance either. Persuasion or quick fingers. Also my... So the Jack doesn't have any... Or Jack doesn't start with any bonus attributes. The Nano starts with bonus... oh no, the Jack starts with bonus health. Black skill. Choose one exploration, lore, or conversation skill. Plus training... Plus one training level in that skill while active. Huh. That's interesting. And what about Nano? Concentration increase, cipher limit increase, onslaught... Huh, interesting. Fine. Better just not screw around a lot with this. Practiced in armor. I definitely don't want to be that. So I either be a Jack or a Nano. Alright. I'm really bad at this. I always just like spend like hours with character development. Bonus per level on difficult tasks marked with the skill. Inability confers minus 25, minus 15 penalty actually. So okay. I like being a Jack or a Nano, but let's go with Nano. This guy seemed to know what's up. Concentration. Bonded artifacts kinda sound cool. So the game thinks that I'm most like a Nano, and you know what? That's kind of true. I mean, like I tend to prefer be a mage or a rogue, like or something like that, but not usually the warrior. So you got me, game. Okay, next. Character creation. Stat pools are the resources you use to apply effort or activate abilities. You can distribute points as you fit. Glaives tend to favor might and or speed, while Nanos favor intellect. Jacks usually benefit from balanced set of points. Okay. So what? How many points I got? I don't know. 2 points remaining. But let's just go with intellect. Maybe we'll mix it up. Possibly not. But I very much suspect that my party will mix it up for me. So let's just go with this. Oh. Intellect represents your character's mental prowess, willpower, and personality. Every 2 points in intellect also increases willpower. And what about speed? So increases my willpower and personality? That's nice. And what about speed? Represents the character dexterity and reaction times. I mean, like, it might seem like dexterity and reaction time is just combat stat, but in these kind of games, even in Pillars of Eternity, that is completely unrelated game, I mean, like, what a combat stat could be also used as in conversation, like, you know, you need to act fast and you need speed for that. I'm pretty sure, like we saw in these previous options, that might represent the character's physical strength and resilience. Each point of might increases health by 1. So health is good. Like, let's go with this because I like personality and willpower and prowess. You know, I like being smart. Okay, let's go with smart. Abilities. Unlocked by your type can be active actions such as attacks or spell like esoteries or unique passive effects. Okay. Scan thoughts. What about that? The surface thoughts of most people or creatures you speak with appear in conversations. Wow, that's super exciting. While speaking with the inhabitants of the Nine World, you will sometimes hear their thoughts. This is often helpful, though rarely appreciated. You know, that is just a must-have RP choice. Gain plus training in Cipher Use skill. Allows you to carry additional ciphers. I don't really know what ciphers are. What are ciphers? Do I know that? Okay, let's just get rid of it. I'm just guessing that this could be useful. Remove all negative fettles, excludes flanked and lasting damage, heals. So it can be used 5 times per day. It heals 6 points, and removes the negative fettles, excludes flanked. So kind of like debuffs or some kind of curses. Channel adaptation. Gain protected. Armor gains per tier. Consumes action. Active 3 rounds. So this seems more like a... Well, what is that? 1 intellect. Oh, I like that. I like, wow, resourceful. Gain 1 training in Cipher Use skill. Allows you to carry additional ciphers. I don't know. We gotta go with Scan Thoughts and Quantum Step. I don't know. Maybe resourceful. If I knew what ciphers are, I might go for that. But without knowing what those are, I just like the Quantum Step. Because teleport 1 ally to a point within range. So that could be good to maybe save them or something like that. I don't know about the heals. So we can just go with Quantum Step and Scan Thoughts. That's gotta be good enough, right? Exploration skill. Looks like it. Most skills increase your character chance of success with specific kinds of actions and tasks, but some give other passive bonuses. Each skill starts at novice level and can be increased to trained and specialized, granting greater bonuses at each level. Descriptions often leave some skills at the inability level, meaning they inflict penalties. When upgraded, these return to the novice level. Okay, so I will never be a heavy weapon user or medium weapon user, and endurance is not my thing. Okay, lower. I can just go with lower. How many points I can go with? 15% bonus per level on difficulty task marked with this skill. Inability confers minus 15% penalty. So not only we get bonus for it, but we also avoid a penalty for it. So if no one else can do this in the party, we're definitely gonna be the better, because it's gonna be actually a 30% bonus. What is this? Let's check it. Academic knowledge of machines, mechanics, and physical sciences. That's good. That's cool. Academic knowledge of sciences that are not exactly physical nor natural, including strange or transdimensional creatures. I like that. A natural academic knowledge of natural sciences and physical creatures. I'm most tempted with the first two. I don't know about machinery. I'm like, mystical just seems appropriate. I'm like, let's go with that. Oh, can I choose two? How many points I got? How many points I got? I don't know. Oh, did I? Okay, I can only choose one. Never mind that. Okay, we are going with mystical. Only glaives receive training weapon skills. Fine. Although you choose your descriptor from among the many doppelgangers in the mirror, you now have the chance to view specific bonuses and penalties it grants. You can also examine the effects of other descriptors and choose a new one if you wish. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, let's just check it all out. Cautious. You're careful and meticulous, always aware of your surroundings. Training in perception skill. What is perception? Oh, looks like I may have just training stealth. Oh, looks like my... Oh, never mind that. My skills were actually based on the... My descriptor. Stealth. So, perception. Unlocks conversation options. Visual, overall, and even olfactory acuity allows the character to notice things others would miss. Charming. Wow. You are a smooth talker and a charmer, able to convince others to see things your way. Training in persuasion. +1 training level in deception. But I'm not that smart. Also, my willpower is lower. So this is the willpower, right? Clever. You're quick-witted and a good judge of others. You can fool people, but rarely fool yourself. You are not great at retaining trivial knowledge, however. So, +2 interact. Mine, +1 training in deception skill. Plus training level in lore, mystical not skill. Wow, that's pretty bad. And machinery. Oh, that's interesting. So maybe we don't want to pick that up. I mean, like, this is very strong if you don't never want to go for those things. Maybe we can, if you want to go for those, maybe we can go for the natural knowledge. And just have these characters suck at machinery and mystical. Possibly that's not a good call, but who knows? I mean, clever is good. You're quick, lit, and dexterous. Light? No, dexterous. Able to move with grace and beauty. +2 speed, training, quick fingers, smashing skill. Oh, not good at smashing. Quick fingers, intelligent. +2 intellect, training, and what is that? Anamnese? The last cast that can access the memories of previous consciousness. The skill represents your focus and acumen when attempting to recall those experiences. Wow, that's good. But less concentration? We need the concentration. Learned? Wow, that's a lot of options. I kind of forgot what I had before. +1 intellect, training level in lore, natural skill. Like natural, that's great. Lore, machinery. But I suck at persuasion and deception. That's not what I want. I want to be a smooth talker without being a dumbass. Training level in machinery and concentration. You have a gift with machines and the technology of the Asians. You're not good with people though. Not with deception. Mystical. You have a gift with the Numenera, especially the stranger powers of the Asians. You are not as good with people though. Okay. How about you pay attention to the smallest details, noticing clues that others often miss. Perception and concentration. So concentration is how many bonded artifacts I can use, apparently. Rugged. You love nature and pitting your wits against the elements. You are tough, as befits a life in the wild. People and machines are sometimes a mystery, though. So, oh, training in endurance. Oh, it puts up endurance back to the 1 point. Huh, interesting. This starts at a minus, but I suck at machinery and deception. Slick. You're a fast talker and fast thinker. You're not the toughest around, but you can usually manipulate situations such as you don't need to be. Training and persuasion. I like that. And quick fingers? What is quick fingers? Fine motor control and ability to manipulate delicate devices. But I suck at endurance. I believe this is what I had. I was a slick. Persuasion? I like that. I want a pointing persuasion. But I suck at endurance. So if I go for slick, then I just simply lose health. Stealthy? I don't really want to be stealthy. I don't want to be strong. Strong-willed. Plus 15% willpower. Training level in concentration, intimidation, machinery, and perception. So I suck at perceiving things and machines, but my willpower is higher. Swift, speed pool, tough, armor resist. That's good for a warrior, gotta be said. Training. So, intelligent. Concentration skill. Clever. Training point in deception skill. Lower mystical, machinery. I don't know, this looks like the thing I wanna go for. But we gotta go back. And let's just go for natural. I wanna be clever. So I suck at machinery and mystical. It's gotta be said. But I'm pretty good at concentration and deception. So we have a bit of you know, Not the nicest guy around, but can be said, we are smart. We're good at deception, so that's gonna be something useful. And willpower, I believe that's gonna be useful. Not so good in lore mystical and machinery. Hopefully that will not come up that fun, because as far as I understand it, this is gonna be a party-based game. So I'm like, this is kind of a nature mage. That doesn't really have a lot of love for that. Anyway, looks like more of a people person, because we love scanning thoughts. So that's who I am. Clever Nano. That's who I am. Last Kafta. Okay. I'm kind of just tempted to just random everything, but nah, we're just going with it. Continue. Are you sure you wish to proceed? This is your last chance to change the last cast of character type or descriptor. Yes. I think it's gonna be cool. Oh, I believe this is where we should take a break, and the next video will start from this, because some people might just want to skip the character creation. Anyway, hope you guys had fun. Tell me if you did, and I'll see you around, guys, and have a good one.